The moon hung pale over the imperial palace, casting a cold silver light across the rooftops. Inside the quiet corridors of the inner court, every step echoed like a whisper of hidden intentions. In the heart of this labyrinth of secrets resided Jade Hall, the chambers of the Emperor. Right now, the hall was bathed in an unnatural stillness, broken only by the soft rustle of silk and the clink of porcelain. At the center of this hushed chamber lay the Emperor, his face ashen, his breath shallow and raspy. Beside him, the Empress, her face creased with worry, held a handkerchief to his mouth, dabbing at his pale lips that were tinged with an ominous blue. Their son, the young crown prince, stood rigid, his face drained of color, mirroring his father's sickly hue. From the depths of the inner court, a lone figure approached, moving with the silent grace of a phantom. Her name was Maomao, a simple apothecary known for her peculiar habits and even more peculiar concoctions. Yet within the confines of the palace walls, she was a legend. Whispers of her uncanny skill with herbs and poisons preceded her, making her both feared and revered. Tonight she moved like a specter, her sharp eyes missing nothing as she scanned the scene before her. The faint smell of bitter almonds hung heavy in the air, a scent she knew all too well. It was poison. But not just any poison. This was a refined blend meant to escape ordinary detection, crafted by someone who knew their toxins as intimately as she did. Her gaze, sharp and unwavering, settled on the Emperor's trembling hand, its erratic pulse a metronome counting down the seconds. She knelt beside the Emperor, her fingers brushing against his skin as she felt for the pulse. Her touch, though gentle, was charged with urgency. It was weak, irregular. Her mind raced. If she was correct, she had only minutes to act. From her satchel, she drew out a small porcelain vial, uncorking it with swift precision. The antidote had to be exact. One drop too much and the cure would kill faster than the poison. As she worked, the shadows in the room seemed to grow longer, twisting and turning like restless spirits. She could feel the gazes of the entire court upon her, but she couldn't afford to turn around. Not until the antidote was administered. Not until the life of an empire was secured. Her fingers, steady despite the tension, pressed the vial to the Emperor's lips, guiding his tongue to swallow the liquid fire. The antidote burned, a searing pain that ripped through the Emperor's throat, forcing him to cough violently. The sound echoed in the silent room, each cough a battle between life and death. Then, ever so slightly, the Emperor's breaths began to steady. Color returned to his ashen face, and the tremors in his limbs gradually subsided. Maomao exhaled a long, slow breath that she didn't realize she'd been holding. As she straightened up, her eyes hardened. Whoever poisoned the Emperor had knowledge of the palace's most guarded secrets. The ingredients used were rare, some only available through the court's inner pharmacy. This was no random attempt. This was a message. She turned to leave, her steps echoing on the stone floor. As she reached the end of the hall, her sharp gaze caught a fleeting movement at the corner of her eye. A shadow, dark and swift, was slipping away into the darkness. It was gone before anyone could react, leaving behind an echo of disturbance in the stillness. A ghost had just brushed past them, leaving behind the scent of bitter almonds and the chilling certainty of unseen eyes watching from the shadows. Maomao's lips curled into a small, dangerous smile. If they thought they could play this game of poison with her, they had no idea who they were dealing with.